Hello again and welcome. Off-Season Show, episode number 11. And sadly or happily, depending on how you look at it, it is the season finale of the Off-Season Show. My name is Chris Turk. Thank you for joining us each and every week here on YouTube. And if you don't mind, head down to the bottom of your screen there, give us a like, and give us a subscribe. We appreciate that. It does help. If you're listening on audio, Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, I appreciate you as well. Give me a like, subscribe, leave me a rating. It helps us out quite a bit. As I said, it is the season finale of the Off-Season Show. Why? Because the season starts next week, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. The long, cold, lonely off-season is over. 6 days from now, Yucatan, Mexico, the first challenge event of the season on the Beach Pro Tour gets underway. And you better believe we're going to be watching those games. We're going to be gambling on those games. I'll be posting my picks on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, as I did all last season, so you can follow along throughout the 2025 season with Bet the Beach. Got a bunch of good stuff to talk about tonight on the program. It's going to be an emotional one. It is the, as I said, the final episode of the season. Talk about that in a little bit. The intent of the off-season show was to keep the conversation going surrounding beach volleyball during the long, cold, lonely winter, as I said. I think we did that. I'm very proud and happy with what we did here in the off-season show. And I'm also very happy to be giving it a finale, putting it to sleep for about 8 months here. And we'll see you again first week in December for the off-season show, season number 2. On the program tonight, a couple of things to talk about. We have a picks contest here at Bet the Beach, and I would strongly advise you, if you like sweet, sweet free merchandise, head down to the description in the YouTube, head down to the description on all your podcasts. You'll see a link there. It'll take you to the Bet the Beach website and the picks contest. I want you to go there. I want you to make your picks for the Huntington Beach Open champions, the Manhattan Beach Open champions, the AVP League, women's, men's, both. Stad, however you want to say it. Men's, women's, first place. World Champs Beach Pro Tour from Adelaide, November 14th through the 23rd. I want you to go there and I want you to make your picks. Here's what you're going to get. So, the picks contest is here. And what I want you to do is I want you to go to the website and submit your picks. As all you have to do in order to be eligible to win a free Bet the Beach koozie. I might even throw a bonus one in there in the mail for you, so you have 2 of them, one for you and one for your significant other to keep your delicious ice cold beverages cold in the hot summer months as you're watching your beach volleyball, as you're playing your beach volleyball. You see it there on your screen. It's the Bet the Beach koozie. All you need to do is submit picks. You don't even need to get them right. As long as you submit a pick, you're going to be eligible for a raffle. And we'll talk about this a little bit later in the program. We're going to be doing all sorts of live streams, interactive events throughout the 2025 season. I got a lot of good stuff planned for you here on Bet the Beach. The season for us doesn't end at the end of the off-season show. We got a lot more stuff coming. So go to the website, submit your picks. As soon as you submit your picks, I will. You get automatically entered into a raffle. I'm going to be making drawings throughout the season, a minimum of 10 raffle drawings. Minimum 10, probably more, held throughout the live streams during the 2025 season. So if you submit your picks and I pick your name, you get in a free koozie. Might even be 2, depending on how happy I'm feeling, how good I'm feeling about you that day. The highest point total. So what you'll see if you go to the website here is I've assigned different point totals for the importance of different events. An example being the winner of the Huntington Beach Open would be 5 points if you get that right. But comparatively, if you pick the Beach World Championships, a much harder tournament to win, you're going to win 20 points. And there'll be a bunch of different levels in between there. The entrant or entrants, if we have a tie, with the most points at the end of the 2025 season will win a white Bet the Beach hoodie, as you see there on your screen. Very similar to what I'm wearing here, but instead of New York Nitro on it, the beautiful, beautiful Bet the Beach logo right across your chest. That's if you submit your picks and if you get the highest point total at the end of the season. What are the events that we are going to be awarding points for? The first event on the calendar for the picks contest is coming up here May 10th and 11th. So we're about just under 2 months away from the first Heritage Series event, the first AVP tournament of the season, the Huntington Beach Open. Men's first place, 5 points. Women's first place, 5 points. The MBO, the granddaddy of them all. We've been talking about that plenty over the last couple of weeks. 10 points for the men's first place, 10 points for the women's first place. You've picked those correctly. AVP League, men's and women's champs, that's 15 points. Stade, men's and women's first place, that's 10 points, same as the MBO. And the Adelaide World Champs, the hardest tournament to win this season in 2025. Men's, women's first place, 20 points on the line there. So what does that work out to? 15, 30, 40, 50, 100 points total available. So the best you can do here in this tournament, and make sure I get that right, 15, 30, 40, 60, 120 points total on the line available. So I'm guessing your winner is going to be aiming for something around 60, 70 points, probably be the winner for this contest. But you don't need to win in order to win. All you got to do is submit your picks, and you're going to get entered into a raffle. And I'll be making picks throughout the season. You give me your contact info there. And if your name gets drawn, I'll reach out to you, and I will send you some sweet, sweet Bet the Beach merch there. That Bet the Beach koozie. It's a nice one. You're going to like it. And I'm going to be really excited to pick the winners throughout the season and send them off to you. Well, we are at it. I figured it'd be a good idea to give you some of the picks that I have going into the season. And here's the trick. As you'll see on the website, I do have a deadline. Entry deadline for this is Tuesday, April 1st at 12 p.m. So that'll give you another 3 weeks to get your picks in. And it will be 1 month before the first event on the calendar, the Huntington Beach Open, which is May 10th and May 11th. Some of the stuff is going to be very hard to predict. AVP League, we don't even know who's going to be the full 8 teams per side. You got to make some educated guesses there. So when I went through and I made my picks, I did so making some projections, right? So for example, Huntington Beach Open men's first place. Huntington Beach Open is going to be the final direct bid qualifying event for the AVP League. So I'm thinking teams, players that are going to be hungry to get that automatic bid. Nobody hungrier, in my opinion, on the men's side. Tri-Bourne, Evan Corey. Let's say they don't win the single Elam event on the 12th. Let's say they don't win the single Elam event on the 26th. New partnership may take them a little bit of time to knock the rust off. They're going to have 2 international events and 2 domestic events under their belt by the time the Huntington Beach Open comes. Will they be primed and ready to make a run and take a first place in the Huntington Beach Open? Tri-Bourne, Evan Corey, my pick for the Huntington Beach Open men's first place. I'm not going to give you all my picks. Just going to give you a couple of examples. Let's go to the Manhattan Beach Open on the women's side. The winners in 2024, Taryn Kloth and Kristen Nuss. My pick for the winners in 2025, Taryn Brasher and Kristen Nuss. Congratulations on the wedding, by the way, Taryn. Brasher Nuss, 2-time in a row MBO champion. That's my prediction, 2025. As I said last week, your women's queen of the pier. I don't think it is... I don't think I'm going too far out on a limb to say that TKN, and yes, we're still calling them TKN. Kristen Nuss said it was okay. TKN is your next queen of the pier, back-to-back MBO champions. I'm picking them for your Manhattan Beach Open women's first place. Let's give you one more pick of mine. I'm giving you freebies here, and you may have different opinions. If so, let me know. Let's hear it in the comments. Let's go to the Adelaide men's first place beach world champions. I'm going to go with a very chalky pick here. They were your 2024 gold medalists from Paris in the Olympics. The Swedish duo, the jump setters, the youngsters taking the world by storm. Jonathan Helvig and David Amon. I am picking to be your Adelaide Beach World Champions, first place winners, gold medalists, good for 20 points in the Bet the Beach 2025 picks contest. So as I said, go to the description below if you're watching on YouTube. Go to the description below if you're listening on Spotify or on Apple Music, Amazon Podcast, all those things. Go to the description, click on the link, fill out your 10 picks, and immediately get entered to win a koozie. your odds of winning that koozie are going to be good because I'm going to be giving them away like candy. And if you get the highest point total, or if you tie for the highest point total, I might be giving away 3 or 4 hoodies. Who knows here? But sweet Bet the Beat merch available for you. As you see right there, there's the koozie, there's the sweatshirt. I encourage you, strongly encourage you, to go to the website, make your picks. I think it's a way that we can have some fun here in the 2025 season. I mean, it's called Bet the Beach, right? So gambling, I think, near and dear to my heart. Maybe playing these kind of games, fantasy football, fantasy volleyball, might be near and dear to your heart. A way to engage the audience, and we can have some fun. We can go back and forth and chop it up. So I will be posting leaderboards throughout the summer. Who's on top? Who's in the driver's seat for the hoodie? And who's in the outside looking in? So we'll be posting leaderboards throughout the season. So go make your picks. Put your contact info there. Let me know the best way you want me to reach you. One more note. I did auto-populate a bunch of potential answers in a lot of these. If the team that you think is going to win the whole thing isn't there, I gave you an option there to write in your picks. So go to the website, betthebeach.com, or check the description below. There'll be a link there for it. It'll be all over my Instagram, too, over the next few days. I encourage you to do so. I think we can have some fun with the 2025 Picks Contest here at Bet the Beach. Second story of the day, and a much bigger story, I think. All credit and due respect to the Bet the Beach Picks Contest, although that will be pretty massive. The AVP announcing today a what they called historic multi-year television rights deal with CBS Sports and the CW network, as you see on the screen there. So I want to say it was about midway through the 2024 season when the AVP and the AVP's heads, Bobby Corvino, was able to sign a deal with CBS Sports. And there was some hiccups along the way. We had some tape-delayed matches, AVP League season number 1. And we had some late notice about YouTube airing, stuff like that. And then nearing the end of the year, I don't want to say halfway through the year, 3/4 of the way through the year, they signed that deal with CBS Sports. They were on CBS Sports, I think, for the majority of the remainder of the season. And promising, right? Promising to get your product on a television network that is included in a lot of cable packages, that is attached to the CBS name, that is one of, if not the preeminent live sports network in the country. So I had heard some whispers that Robert Corvino was aggressively pursuing a extension of that deal with CBS Sports Network. And today they announced that there's a new 2 new multi-year rights packs with Paramount Global CBS Sports and Nexstar's CW. Under terms of the deal, and this is from Yahoo News, CBS will broadcast the 2025 AVP League Championship on Sunday, August 31st from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So here's the deal, and I'll show you there the broadcast schedule as posted on AVP's Instagram earlier today. And I'll explain to you why this is absolutely massive for the AVP. Take a look there at, you know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's get right to it. For the majority of the season, excuse me, the AVP League is running Friday night, Saturday night. Friday nights will be on CBS Sports Network. Saturdays will be on the CW. For AVP League Week 6, New York, on Sunday, July 20th, the AVP's product will be on CBS, the same station that broadcasts NFL football on Sundays in the fall will be carrying the AVP. Same for the AVP League Championship weekend. On Sunday, August 31st, the AVP broadcasting on the 3-letter network, CBS, exactly 7 days before millions of people will be tuning into the same channel to watch NFL football 1 week after. So this is a deal that you'd probably have to go back to the NBC days of the mid-90s to have a bigger deal for the AVP. Now, I got into it online with Larry Hamill, I think, a reporter from Chicago. I want to say it was last year, it might have been 2 years ago, when the AVP announced they were going to be back on YouTube. And I was pumped because when I started watching beach volleyball in 2019, they were on Amazon, I think. And it's a good product, a little bit hard to find and navigate. And then in the years after that, it got harder, and it got more choppy, and it got different places for different things. And when they told me it was going to be on YouTube, I was pumped because I have YouTube. And I think as far as the length and breadth of YouTube's coverage, more people in the world have YouTube than have CBS, for example, or have ESPN. That said, YouTube is a platform that you have to go and find the thing. CBS, or even CBS Sports, or even the CW, is a platform that people will click by. Now, for me and for a lot of you that may be younger, that may not be a big deal. But I'm here to tell you that for viewership, for eyeballs, for sponsorship money, for money in general, that is a big deal. And for the opportunity for the AVP to put its new league in just season number 2 on CBS, on the same platform that's going to carry NFL football a week later, is a huge opportunity for the sport. So I say all that to say this, and I'm wearing the Nitro hoodie for the second time here on the Off-SZN show because this is a big deal. AVP doing a multi-year deal with CBS Sports and the CW, it's a big deal. Now, for those of you that are watching the Off-SZN show, that are listening to the Off-SZN show, you have to understand that you guys are the P1s. And by P1s, that's a television term, it's a radio term. You're the people that are going to tune in no matter what. And we appreciate you and we love you. You guys are the heart and soul of the Off-SZN show. You're the heart and soul of what's going to make the AVP League successful over the next few years. You guys are going to watch no matter what channel it's on. You guys are going to watch if it's on YouTube, if it's on Amazon, if it's on ESPN Plus, if it's on Peacock. No matter where it is, you're going to go find it and you're going to watch it as long as it's available. The people that are going to make the AVP League successful or not, that isn't the people, that's not you and me. That's not the people that are scanning the AVP message boards and following the AVP League on Instagram. And it's not the hardcore fans. We're huge and we're important, and I think we can all in a couple years hope that we're the ones who get to say we were here first and we were here the whole time. But it's the casual fans that will lift up the sport, make the sport more successful, allow the sport to grow, allow the sport to succeed. That starts with a television deal that'll get your product in front of the most casual fans as possible. And when I say that being on CBS is a big deal, I say that because in sports bars around the country and around the world on Sunday afternoon, August 31st, people are sitting at the sports bar, CBS is on the television, and what's on? The AVP League. And that gets the casual viewers in, and it brings them in, and it recycles them, and it gets them interested in the product. And then putting your product on CBS Sports and the CW network, putting it on cable. I know that sounds antiquated, but it is a big deal. We're getting a call right now here on Bet the Beach, the Off-SZN show, the season finale. Let's take the phone call. 978, you're up.
Is this the Off-SZN show?
This is the Off-SZN show. Who may I ask is calling?
This is Paul from Westford.
Hello, Paul. How are you tonight?
First time, long time.
I appreciate the call, man. What's on your mind?
I'm very excited to hear that the AVP is going to be on the Playboy channel. I have been dying for this.
No, not the Playboy channel. It's CBS Sports, Paul.
CBS, is that the one with Survivor?
That is the one with Survivor, yeah. Also, occasionally,
I love Survivor.
Occasionally has naked people on it, I think.
Survivor season 42 was my favorite.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, it's a big deal. Not the Playboy channel, unfortunately, but CBS, pretty equal reach, I would say.
So I remember the first episode. I remember there was some discussion about adding exploding mascots coming out from the sand.
Do
you know if that's going to be happening this year?
So the AVP hasn't released all the details about season 1 yet, Paul. I would say exploding mascots. What? I'm not sure that's in the plans for season number 2 here. I do. This may surprise you, but I do have some connections on the AVP. I have not heard about the fighting mascots yet, unfortunately.
But it's probably coming.
It is probably coming. Yeah. No, I would assume that. I mean, a good idea like that. How could you not? You know.
Right. Because I mean, once they get a team up in Maine and like they have some like lobsters, like I think that could be really fun, just like shooting lobsters into the crowd.
That's true. That's true. That's a very good point. That's a very good.
Because that's the first expansion team is going to Maine, right?
I would think, yeah. So I think you go to big markets first, like they have L.A., New York, Austin, Dallas. But I think and you wouldn't go Portland, Maine. I think you'd probably go something smaller, like Orono, something like that. That would be your next biggest
But
market.
the Maine Lobsters would be a cool volleyball name.
That would be, yeah. It's amazing that nobody has tried the lobster name yet on a professional sports franchise in Maine. You know.
Right. I'm saying.
So Paul,
I think it's worth a try.
Paul, I got to ask you, looking at the schedule here on the screen, if if Bet the Beach was going to do maybe drinking game live for one of these AVP League weeks, you think people would have interest in coming here and joining me in studio doing the drinking game live this season?
Do you have a studio inside of the Nash Casino yet?
I don't. Actually,
okay.
I was there earlier today, Paul, and sadly, no volleyball on the televisions yet at the Nash Casino. We're gonna have to work on that.
Well, see now, once it's on the CW, do you think that gets fixed, or do you think this is going to be a problem with what is it? Is it Penn? Who owns the AVP? It's one of the gambling companies.
So it was Bally's. They have now divested themselves. I think they're a minority owner now.
Okay, so that won't pose a problem?
I don't think so. You know, as we've talked about, Paul, gambling on volleyball is still something that is in its formative years. I think it's still got a ways to go. You can't gamble on the AVP yet, but I would hope that within the next couple of years we can make that happen, and then we can be going to our local sports books and watching the AVP League on a random Saturday night or Sunday night in the summer. You know.
All right. Until then, we'll do the side gambling in your home studio.
I love it. Thanks for the call, Paul.
Hey, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Chris. Keep it up.
See you, bud. That's our friend Paul. You saw him on the drinking game week number maybe 7, season number 1. He was also our guest in the off-season show episode number 1 many weeks ago at this point. And we appreciate Paul giving us a shout there to talk and chop it up on some AVP. But final thoughts on the TV deal. Huge, I think, for the sport. The multi-year thing is something that may not get a lot of credit or a lot of notice, but the fact that they've aggressively pursued and signed a deal for multiple years is a big deal as well. There was a good quote there from Robert Corvino as well, the league's commissioner. Quote, the new deals, quote, are going to provide a platform to get this incredible sport more consistency and in front of as many eyeballs as we possibly can. And the CW president also commenting about how excited they were to sign a long-term deal, and they were very happy apparently with the viewership for the Chicago Open in 2024. The CW has been a pretty aggressive pursuer of sports rights over the last few years. They were the one to sign that first Live Golf deal. They've done deals with the NASCAR Xfinity Series, WWE Next, NXT, ACC football, basketball, and Grand Slam track. So the CW, a growing player in the sports rights universe. So not only has the AVP signed a deal with a major established platform like CBS and CBS Sports Network, but also a young, hungry network that's growing their sports portfolio. So I think probably the best of both worlds there. You're going to get your naysayers, of course, because this is the AVP, and there's a cottage industry of people out there that would prefer to hate in the product. I think you're still watching anyways. You know who you are out there. I think you're still watching, but you love to get in the comments and shit talk the AVP. If you don't have cable, you're going to probably need to sign up for probably 2 direct-to-consumer things here with CBS Sports and the CW. I don't think you can get them both with one subscription. A little bit of problem there, but if you're listening to this show, then you're a diehard, and what that means is suck it up, pay a little bit of money, support the product, get the product in front of some casual fans here, and we can try to grow this thing. So a multi-year deal announced today between the AVP, CBS, and the CW network, and most notably, the AVP League going to be on CBS, Channel 4 here in Massachusetts, week number 6 from New York, and then for the finals championship weekend, Sunday, August 31st, just 7 days before about a million viewers, millions of viewers will be tuning into that same channel to watch week number 1 of the NFL. So that's the big news from the AVP here today. That's the picks contest for 2025. I got you both those things. So the final topic I have for you tonight is something that is going to be probably the hardest, the most challenging topic for me for you this season. And I'm reluctant to do it, but I've gotten some questions, and I think it is a productive, good time to do it. So I've been getting the question a little bit lately about to put frankly, what the hell is Bet the Beach? What is it that we're doing here? And I've answered those questions. I've gotten to talk to a lot of you in Instagram DMs mostly, in the chats, a little bit of correspondence via email, via text, and I love talking to you guys. I encourage you to shoot me a DM. Shoot me an email. It's betthebeach@gmail.com. You can DM me on any of the major platforms. You see them all down there at the bottom of your screen. So I've been getting the question a little bit about what it is, what Bet the Beach is, what it is that I'm doing. And I've talked about it over the course of the last year and a half as I've done more and more content in the long and short form variety. But I figured as the off-season show season 1 comes to a close here, it'd be a good opportunity to circle back and answer some of those questions. So Bet the Beach is a concept, a catchy name that I kind of stumbled on about 2 years ago now, I want to say. Probably spring of 2023. And my history with volleyball, it may surprise you. So I grew up in Massachusetts, was born in the 80s, and I actually attended my first AVP match. I've been able to track it back. It was the AVP Boston Open in 1995. And I was lucky enough to be friends with somebody in my town who's actually appeared on The Drinking Game as well, my buddy Jeff. And his family it's a volleyball family. I believe Jeff's parents both played at UMaine in Orono. Second time the town of Orono has come up today. Who would have thought? And so as we grew up, they had a beach court in their backyard, and we'd play beach volleyball when I went over their house. And so I was fortunate enough to have them take me to an event. So I went there with my buddy Jeff and his younger brother Doug and the rest of the family, and we watched an AVP tournament from Quincy Waterworks, which I've talked about, the now defunct Quincy Waterworks, an awesome place to go watch a beach volleyball tournament. And sadly, after that tournament, which was 1995, I lost track of beach volleyball for 24 years. So the next time I would watch an AVP match would be the final event of the 2019 season, AVP Hawaii, won by Taylor Crabb and Jake Gibb, I believe, in the finals. And I lost track of volleyball as a sport entirely until about 2016, when I was fortunate enough to be invited by same friend Jeff to play on their outdoor sixes team. And so I accepted the invitation to play on their sixes team at a local venue, the Neshoba Valley. Rest in peace to the Neshoba Valley Summer Beach Volleyball League. Not the greatest courts, but tiki bar right next door, karaoke. It was a good time. So I played in that team. That team is where I met my now wife, Lindsay, who you've seen on Drinking Game several times, and I've talked about plenty. And so I met my wife on the team, and I played with my buddy Jeff, my buddy Doug as well, Jeff's brother, and I became re-aware of the sport of volleyball existing really in 2016, where I was 31 years old. So no, that's not right. That's not right at all, is it? Yeah, 31, 2016, something like that. So over the next few years, I started playing more. We played some outdoor sixes, and then I played doubles for the first time, beach doubles, 2020 in COVID. So right after I watched my first AVP league as an adult, AVP tournament game in Waikiki, Hawaii in 2019, last match of the season on the front porch here at the Bet the Beach compound. We built a volleyball court in our backyard, which you've seen. Studio moving back outside here in a few weeks once the weather breaks a little better. Back out to the tiki bar. But so I lost track of volleyball. I became reinvested there in 2019 really with that AVP match, and then we all know what happened. COVID really put a damper on all sports, but none more so than volleyball. And I got back into the AVP. And I realized that this was a product that I enjoyed watching. I think a product that I was kind of fascinated in. Beach doubles is something that I love to play now as an adult. I only started playing it when I was 34 years old, and now it's the only sport that I want to play, really. And it's one of the only sports that I want to watch and dig in this much. And so I was lucky enough, fortunate enough in 2023 to get a new job where I was able to have a little more time and explore some creative interests. And with that time, I came up with the name Bet the Beach, and I designed myself a little bit of logo, and I found a couple of social media platforms, and I opened them up, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just knew that I was trying to do something. And my background was in radio. Well, not my professional background. My hobby background was in AM radio, doing a local ESPN New Hampshire sports station in Nashua, New Hampshire. Shout out WGM The Game. It's where I got my broadcasting schooling, basically, where I learned how to broadcast a little bit. And so I knew that I liked it. I knew that I wanted to do it. And then I knew I liked beach volleyball. And so I said, maybe I can combine this two. So I started Bet the Beach. And then the first year, 2023, I had no idea what I was doing, to be honest. I didn't know how to use Photoshop. I didn't know how to use Instagram. I don't have my own personal Instagram account. The only Instagram I use is the Bet the Beach account. So I had to learn how to use Instagram. I had to learn how to use Photoshop. I had to learn how to stream. I had to learn how to use YouTube as far as a broadcasting platform. I had to learn how to video edit. I knew how to audio edit. I learned how to video edit. So that first year, 2023, if you're going to scroll back in my timeline, stop when you get to about December of 2023, if you don't mind. It's kind of a nightmare beyond that. But I learned and I got better. And so we got into 2024, and I was like, all right, I'm going to start to put some content out here. And the AVP did me a great service by Robert Corvino coming in, and Robert Corvino investing himself and mixing it up and trying something new. Because the AVP, as we know, has struggled throughout the years. It's gone through many cycles of success and bankruptcy and new ownership. And the AVP League was something new that we could get our hands on and we could all learn together, right? It kind of a level set here for a newbie like me and you guys that have been following the sport since the 80s, since the 90s, that went through all those eras of success and failure. So that reinvested me a little bit into, creating content to help support a product that I believed in. So what did I do? I started ramping up the content that I was producing. I started learning how to shoot vertical. I learned how to edit vertical. And you may not care about all that, but if you have Instagram, as you probably do, if you know about us, you probably follow me on Instagram. Vertical is the most important way to get to the beach volleyball community. It's where the beach volleyball community is. So I learned how to do that. So then this past summer, again, my beautiful wife Lindsay, we were on vacation, and she had the amazing idea. Why don't we do a drinking game for the AVP League? We know the teams that are going to be playing this week. Let's set up some rules and let's sit down. Let's post the rules and sit down. And every time there's the jumbo, you got to drink. And so we did the drinking game a couple of times. I added to my Instagram stories, and we got a response. People liked it. People seemed to really engage with that. Because for me, here's the thing: a lot of you, and a lot of our fans, my fans, Bet the Beach followers. Again, I appreciate you. I love you. You guys are going to be hardcore beach volleyball people. You guys probably grew up playing beach volleyball. You probably played professionally or semi-professionally, open level, qualifiers of AVP tournaments. You're probably active, very active in that professional beach volleyball community. I'm not a player. I never was a player. I mean, I play now, but it's recreational at best, and I'm not very good. But I am a fan of the sport, and I love the sport. And I think that I think what's going to help make this product succeed is fans engaging with the sport. And that drinking game was a perfect opportunity to provide fan content for the sport of volleyball. And there was a response. We had Sean Cook giving us a little bit of a knocking one back in an AVP League game. We had Cody Caldwell with the sand throw and the fake sand throw. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Sean. We had Rich Lamborn with the shout-outs in the drinking game. We had Cam Irwin saying crab boil 3 times in a row just because she knew it was going to make us drink 3 times in a row. And we got some momentum. And we had people following along. We added followers. People seemed to like it. And so the biggest announcement of the day in the volleyball community is not the new TV deal for the AVP. It's the fact that the drinking game is coming back for the second season of the AVP League. Not sure yet which weeks we're going to do it. We probably won't do every week like we did last year, but we will be bringing back the drinking game for season number 2. We'll be back here in the studio, either at the Tiki Bar right here. We'll have a whole cast of characters here around the table, and we'll be playing the drinking game, posting the rules. I'm hoping that you guys will join me, play along, send me your clips of you guys playing the drinking game, send me some rule suggestions. So the biggest news right now of the day, forget the TV deal, forget the fact that the AVP is going to be playing on CBS Sports. The drinking game, the Bet the Beach drinking game is coming back for season number 2. Big news right there. Big news. Drinking game's coming back season number 2. News coming back. So we'll be doing that again for season number 2. We're going to be doing live streams this year. So that was the other thing that I wanted to do early last season, and I was never really able to get the concept of how that might work. It's called Bet the Beach, right? So I like gambling. I'm a fan of gambling from a recreational perspective. I think that gambling can help a sport succeed and get new, more casual eyeballs. Because if you can gamble on it, you're going to get people that are gamblers watching your sport because they're gambling on it. Not always the best thing in the world. It can be fun for some people if done responsibly. I'm not here to legislate gambling, good, bad, indifferent. But I do think that gambling can be a fun way to get a casual viewer into a sport. So live streams, think a live watch along. I'm here in studio. You got an Elite 16 level event. You got 2 USA teams playing in a round of 8 in the Elite 16 in Sakurama. We'll do live streams right here where we have odds, spreads, we have our picks. We got Bourne and Corey set spread favorites at plus 120. So I'm going to do live streams here, live watch-alongs. They'll be available on YouTube. We'll be cutting it up, putting it on stories. So content that I'm planning for 2025, I think, will be everything that was good from 2024 and a bunch of new stuff. Drinking games coming back. We're going to be doing live streams. As far as getting to a few events this year, the goal is to get to at least 1 AVP event and hopefully maybe 2 AVP events. Not sure how possible that's going to be. But content live from events, I think is going to be a big part of what we're able to do here in 2025. Why am I doing it? I'm doing it because I love beach volleyball. I'm doing it because I believe in this new ownership. We've talked about it. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see I've talked about it ad nauseum. I think what they're doing makes sense. I think what they're doing is good for the sport. I think they're taking a huge risk, but I think it's a risk that they had to take. And I think the AVP League, in an era where television networks like the CW are just begging for live sports content, you know, they're signing the American Table Tennis League to multi-year deals. I think that's a space now where the AVP League can thrive, succeed, and grow. And I think what Bet the Beach can do here, hopefully, is provide fan-level content for the sport. The content that surrounds beach volleyball in America, specifically around the AVP, is all player-focused, created, centric. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. You know, I've talked ad nauseum about the Sandcast podcast. I've talked about what the McKibbins have done. There's a bunch of content creators out there from a player perspective that are doing awesome stuff, and I encourage you to go out there and watch all the stuff. The Grit, what Grit's doing. Meg Bergdorf and Victoria Dennis doing an awesome job out there creating specific beach volleyball content by players. So Sandcast, by players, for players. I've said before, Bet the Beach, I want this to be by the fans, for the fans, you. And that doesn't mean that I don't, if you're a player or if you're a executive in the AVP level, I want you to keep watching. I love you. I appreciate you. But I want this show to be for the fans. I want this to be fan content for the AVP and for the AVP League, and I want to grow what we're doing and get better at what we're doing, and I want that to go hand in hand with the success of the AVP League, and I want to be sitting here in a couple years doing the same stuff, chopping it up with you, playing the drinking game, doing live streams, off-season show, season number 7. We did the off-season simulated invitational over the holiday break. I want to bring that back for season number 2. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I wanted to just answer some of those questions about what it is exactly that we're trying to do here at Bet the Beach, because I've gotten a few of those questions, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit of my story. So that's what we're doing here. We're trying to create beach volleyball content by a fan, for the fans, and have some fun and help the sport grow. That's the goal here at Bet the Beach, and I hope we get to do it for another 10, 15, 20, 30 seasons until I'm old and gray. That's the goal here. So with that, I think that's a good spot to say goodbye. I want to thank each and all of you for tuning in since the conclusion of the 2024 season. So we're going on about 4 months now. We're 6 days away, about to be 5 days away from the start of the 2025 season. So stay tuned on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the platforms for new content for the 2025 season. As I said, drinking games back, live streams for the 2025 season planned. I'll post that. I'll try to give you as much notice as possible. We're going to be gambling on the Beach Pro Tour events, and all eyes are focused right now on the AVP side, on that league qualifying event on April 12th, what will be a huge day for the sport. Single elimination qualifying tournament, big money on the line as far as the AVP League goes, and that automatic bid that comes along with winning that tournament. So a lot of stuff more to come. This isn't a goodbye forever. This is a goodbye to season number 1 on the off-season show. So again, thank you very much. If you don't mind, one more time, give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave me a rating. Do all those things, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Again, I appreciate you as a listener. I appreciate you as a viewer. And I hope that you tell your friends about Bet the Beach. And I hope that when I do make it out to a couple AVP events this season, I hope that you'll come meet me in the beer garden. We can play some drinking game live and in person from the beer garden at some AVP events this year. And a final reminder to go to betthebeach.com, enter the picks contest. You don't have to win. As long as you enter, you're in a raffle to win a koozie. If you win the whole thing, you win a brand new white Bet the Beach hoodie. And that's it. Have a good night. Have a pleasant tomorrow. And I'll talk to you again soon. See ya.
Wake up, sunshine, let's go play. Beach volleyball is the way. Sand in my toes, sky so blue. Fun in the sun, just me and you. Bounce on the beach, set the ball high. Smiles all around and we reach for the sky. Surfs up and laughter's in the breeze. Join the podcast if you please. Haven't been, watch us fly. Under the sun we feel so high. Spike and surf, hear the cheer. Every day is summer here. Wake up, sunshine, let's go play. Beach volleyball is the way. Sand in my toes, sky so blue. Fun in the sun, just me and you. Bounce on the beach, set the ball high. Smiles all around when we reach for the sky. Surfs up and laughter's in the breeze. Join the podcast if you please. Dive and dig, watch us fly. Under the sun we feel so high. Spike and surf, hear the cheer. Every day is summer here. Dive and dig, watch us fly. Under the sun we feel so high. Spike and surf, hear the cheer. Every day is summer here.